My name's Martin Donoghue. I'm a solicitor. I'm a partner in a firm called Layton's. We're based by London Bridge. I had expected to be talking after Vince, and this would have made it very simple. I would say I'm a solicitor, I'm Vince's lawyer, he's said all you need to know. However, it hasn't quite worked out like that, but I was sitting next to Simon in the pub earlier on. I'm not sure whether you recognise me. You had a Coke, I had a Coke.
Get your mic closer to the mouth, yeah.
Better?
Yes.
Okay then. Right, I advise a lot of tech companies, big and small, mostly startups, all sorts of commercial law that they face through their growth phase, and if they're successful beyond. I also advise on a lot of ICOs, and that's why I guess I'm here this evening. Blockchain and ICOs, what is their future? Well, none of us have a crystal ball, but I guess we're all here this evening because our hearts tell us that we want them to succeed, our guts tell us that we feel we want them to succeed, but are there any facts behind this? What hard and solid evidence, after all that's what us lawyers look at, is there out there that may give us a clue where these things are going? Blockchain. I really cannot see that there's going to be any future whatsoever in which blockchain does not provide a big part in the production, the delivery method of many businesses out there. And I'll give 3 examples of this. Commerce. I was recently talking to a couple of in-house lawyers at a large German car manufacturer. They are so excited about the prospect of blockchain and how they can use it in their supply chain, their process, to make things easier. Procurement. I was at an event the other night, a trade association, agricultural products. Again, they had just finished I think it was a 2-day seminar in Austria, again about how they could use blockchain for their procurement purposes. More efficient, easier, cheaper. Big business is buying into blockchain in a big way. It's only going to get bigger, it's not going away. But it's not just big business. You look at some of the ideas that we've had pitched or slightly longer put to us today. You look at the community applications, groups of people getting together using blockchain to take on big business, to be able to compete by having services provided to them on a shared community basis, open to that community on a lot cheaper basis. You look at one of the ICOs that perhaps Vince will talk about quickly. We have a cryptocurrency in the exchange in the audience this evening. Talk to him about what they'll be doing and the ideas behind their ICOs. Talk to a similar product, slightly similar to the one that Simon was talking about, which aims to take on Zoopla and Rightmove. In the community, it's all about empowerment. It's taking the power away from the big corporates and putting it back in the hands of the people. And after all, was that not why cryptocurrencies were invented? Is that not why we have the blockchain technology in the first place? And the final reason I don't think blockchain is going away is crypto itself. One of the 4 founding technologies behind cryptocurrency and its background. Cryptos are going away, so blockchain is not going away either. And why is crypto not going away? I can give you 6 reasons. My kids, 16 and 13, they know all about it. It's as commonplace to them as pocket money was to me. It's a generational thing. They're used to it. As the technology develops, perhaps as the technology catches up with the hype, it's going to be every day to them. They're not going to be pulling out their iPhones and paying for things. They're going to be using crypto to buy things, crypto to get services, crypto to exchange with other people. Take it one level higher, a slightly higher age group, we take on a lot of apprentices or trainees as they're known as in the profession. Every lunchtime you can see them with their phones out, they're trading in cryptocurrency, they're trading in Bitcoin, they're buying and selling. It's natural to them. Why wouldn't it be? It's being adopted at a young and a grassroots level. Third reason, need. Why did cryptocurrency come about in the first place? What was its reason? It was there because people had a fundamental distrust in the financial and other institutions that existed at the time. They wanted to be in control, they wanted to take back power. That hasn't changed. It won't change, and crypto will remain, again, for that reason. Regulation. At the moment, generally, there is no law which says in order to establish and sell a cryptocurrency, certainly in the UK, you have to be registered, you have to have training, you have to have a certificate on the wall. That will come in 2 to 3 years' time. When it comes, that big 4-letter word, trust, that everyone throws at crypto, we don't trust it. How can we trust it? We don't accept it. That will start to erode people's confidence above the teenage to early 20 years will build. When they go to visit someone to buy crypto or make an investment in crypto and they say a certificate backed by the government saying this person knows what they do, a big barrier to complete penetration of crypto in the financial market will be removed. And finally, 2 points to be made. The big boys are moving in. I know that Barclays are in discussions at the moment with a cryptocurrency so that as soon as regulation is there and they can start to deal in crypto, they have their ready-made solution at hand. They're seeking to get a competitive advantage. No doubt the other big banks are doing it as well, but I know for sure that Barclays are. And finally, we're starting to see the emergence of traders setting up funds where you can take a cryptocurrency, pay into a fund, they'll use that to buy crypto. Whatever money that crypto makes is a return on the fiat currency you put in. So you have the big institutions moving into this, getting ready for when regulation makes it a pucker form of trading. I don't think it's ever going to replace MasterCard. I don't think it's going to replace your debit card, but it will be one of the major ways that in future people transfer and store value. And that's not just my gut and my heart telling me that, that's my head based on facts. And that's all. Thank you very much.
Any questions for Martin? Any questions? All right, here we go. That's good. Please ask away. Put the mic close to your mouth so we can read. So what are your views on the energy blockchain takes and those kind of constraints?
Energy, you would hope that as natural forms of producing energy are replaced with more current forms, that should not be too much of an issue. But I do take your point. I mean, I've heard the fact that it takes the cost of powering somewhere like Ireland to produce so many crypto coins or produce to mine for them. So it's a good point, but you can only hope that as technology develops and the way of producing technology develops, that point will be overcome. Storage, I'm not sure how much the cost of terabyte hard drive was years ago when they were first publicly available. Now they are cheap. Prices coming down all the time. So you would guess that market forces will push down the price of those as they become higher demand for higher volume storage.
All right, thanks very much. That was a complicated question, actually. You could probably talk about for 3 days about that very particular point. And once again, I'd like to thank Martin for presenting. Thank you very much. Big round of applause. Thank you.